What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another build video. This build video is for the Broken Slayer 2.0, which is a Nightblade Gank build. The original was a 1-bar build, and this is now a 2-bar build with some improved stats. So like I said on the earlier piece there, it's a 43k max match, 7.1k weapon damage, 30k pen, and 43% critical chance. So let's jump straight into it. So first we'll jump into the skills. We are running on the back bar Reaper's Mark. I haven't got it fully leveled yet, but it will give you major breach against the enemy. So this can reduce their armor by 6,000. That's why we've got this here. With the healthy offering, which is a lovely burst heal. Also it boosts your max magicka, also with having the magicka flood passive. This passive will give you extra magicka with a thingy siphoning ability slotted. We've got channeled acceleration, which is going to give you your minor force and your major expedition. We've got Resolving Vigour for a nice heal over time and minor resolve. We've got Shadowy Disguise for your cloak, and a critical strike, and major savagery and major prophecy. And we are running the Swarming Scion. I do recommend to have the perfect Scion, as I will explain in the video a bit later on. As the AoE is a bit of a nuisance, so I would ideally run the perfect Scion. The front bar is Merciless Resolve, which will give you stacks of weapon and spell damage, and also fire a spectral arrow. We've got the healthy offering again on the front bar. It's still on the front bar because it gives you extra max magicka. Crushing Shock, which will deal flame, frost and shock damage, and also set the enemy off balance and stun them if they are casting. We've got Impale, which is your execute. Hits super hard, as you can see in the clips later on in the video. Please check them out at the end as well, so stay with me to the end. And this here, like I said, it's hitting hard. I've not even got it fully leveled yet as well. And we've also got Shadowy Disguise on the front bar. This can be changed for a Fighter's Guild ability if you wish. So if we just go down to the Fighter's Guild, you can chuck on Circle of Protection or Expert Hunter, just to get some extra weapon and spell damage if you're confident enough with the bar swapping, because you can actually cloak on the back bar and then quickly lay your damage out on the front bar. But that's entirely up to you. That's just like a flex spot there. So if you do get really good at the build and you're really quick at bar swapping, you can have the cloak just back bar. And obviously we are also running the Flawless Dawnbreaker, which hits super hard. The other morph does hit a bit harder, but this one activates 300 weapon and spell damage. So let's get into the gear. So we are running the Winterborn Lightning Staff, which is sharpened with a weapon damage enchantment. The Winterborn set will give you a line of max magicka recovery, and weapon and spell damage. And when you deal frost damage, which is from the Crushing Shock ability, it will summon an ice pillar that deals instant frost damage in a 3-meter radius, and it also reduces movement speed. Very powerful. You can obtain this from Maelstrom Arena. You can run this on normal. The back bar, I've got a Lightning Staff of Wretched Vitality. I would recommend an Ice Staff of Wretched Vitality in defending. I just didn't have one to hand, as this will give you a line of magicka recovery. So yeah, defending with an Ice Staff, you're going to get just some more resistances when you're on your back bar. We are running two pieces of Balorg. So the head is light with a multi-effect enchantment in Divines. I would recommend all the armor to be max magicka and Divines if possible, so that should be max magicka. And all the rest is medium. So the next set is, we are running Of course, the tarnished nightmare set, which gives you 3 lines of critical chance, and when you deal critical damage to an enemy, it's procs pretty much all the time. It does the glass damage 8 meters around and dealing physical damage and applying the sundered status effects. So the Balorgh Arm Corps are medium, and all the rest is tarnished, all medium, all max magicka, all divines, and just 1 piece light. So go down to the jewellery. We've got the necklace Winterborn and the 2 rings at Winterborn as well, all infused, all weapon damage enchantments. So let's go into the character sheet. So of course this is completely unbuffed. We've got 64 points into magicka. The critical damage is around, I think, 90%, fully procced. We are a high elf, so any damage race will do. Any race will do, to be honest, but obviously ideally you want a damage race. We're running the ice cream food, so you get more max magicka and magicka recovery. Ideally be a vampire stage 3 if you can, for the undeath passive. And also we're running the Lover Mundus for more penetration. Let's go into the champion points. So we're running Fighting Finesse, Master at Arms, Deadly Aim and Backstabber. The red CP is entirely up to you, but I'm just going Boundless Vitality, Sustained by Suffering, Celerity and Bastion. So let's get into like how you would actually play the build. So what you'd first do is you go on your back bar, and then you would just proc your vigor and your channeled acceleration, and we are using them potions for a source of let's just quickly show you, a source of major sorcery and prophecy, so that will increase your weapon and spell damage. You can get this from like rally if you was running 2-handed on the back bar, but running a staff, so I'll just find it's fine to run it as that. So you proc your vigor, channeled acceleration, pop your potion, hit them with the Reaper's Mark, and then go into vampire, cloak, and then hit them with the crushing shock and a impale at the end just to finish them off. Make sure you have your stacks of relentless focus as well. You'll know if it's fully stacked when it's glowing yellow, as you can see on my X icon. So that is how you would gank as the vampire. The clips at the end, if you watch the video all the way to the end, you'll see that I'm ganking. You've got 2 ways of ganking. You can either gank with the vampire from range and hit him with crushing shock, or I'll show you the next way to gank as well. Let me just quickly build up the Dawnbreaker ultimate. And this build is not completely dependent on Balorgh either. The Balorgh is just the icing on the cake. You will still have around 17k penetration even without the Balorgh proc, so fully procced, so don't worry there. Obviously the more ultimate you have, the better you will be taking opponents down, but as you'll see in the clips, I've not always got the 500 ult, so don't worry about the Balorgh. It's just really the icing on the cake. So the next way to gank is again the same thing. So we hit the vigor, hit the channeled acceleration, pop a potion, Reaper's Mark, and drop in with a Dawny and crushing shock, and then hit your spec bows and impales at the end. So yeah, tons of damage, very, very powerful, very effective, as you'll see in the clips at the end. Some of the clips are not complete 1v1s, they're more just to display the type of numbers you're going to hit. But it's just a mixture of clips really of just kills. Some kills are 1v1, some are sort of ones I've sort of clipped people at the end. So it's just to showcase numbers, like I said, and how effective it is. And with the Reaper's March, we'll just go into that Reaper's Mark. I don't use a lot of this in the clips, or maybe not even at all. This is more just for, say, tanky targets that are already engaged in fights, because obviously if you're on a 1v1 gank, you're trying to gank someone, if you hit them with this, they will have a like a black glow above their head, so they know they've been targeted. Especially if it's an experienced player, they're going to know they're going to expect a gank, basically. So only use this if they are distracted, basically. If they're not distracted, I wouldn't recommend using this, as they're going to be prepared for a incoming gank, but it's just there if you need it. Like I said, the build has tons of penetration anyway, but that's just, again, like an icing on the cake build, or for really tanky targets. And again, like I said earlier in the video, Swarming Scion, you're better off with Perfect Scion, as the Swarming Scion, it can proc, the AoE can proc, I think, Tarnished. So, cause I think on one of the clips, I went through some mobs with this on, and as I was going towards a target, and it procced on one of the mobs. So I would use definitely use Perfect Scion, as that will be a lot better. Yeah, so that's pretty much the build explained, guys. It's very, very powerful, very, very fun to play, and like I said, once you get confident, you can just have Shadowy Disguise on the back bar. This is the back bar, and like I said, you can then slot a Fighters Guild ability in place of this. So that is the end of the build, guys. I hope you enjoyed the build video. Please stay with me to the end and watch all the clips as well, as they're really, really good, and you'll see all the ganks in action, with me ganking as the vampire on the back bar, and also hitting people with Dawnies on the front. So drop this video a like if you enjoyed it, and also if you've got any comments, just pop them in the comments section, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.